Overanalyzing Sky Striker. Let's watch.
Oh my god, I love Ray.
He said the thing! He said the thing! Oh my god! He said the thing!
This phrase turned meme by Joshua Schmidt back in 2024 is the backbone of basically every Sky Striker meme.
Oh my god, yes, I love Ray.
You literally cannot escape it at this point. But that begs the question.
I love
Ray.
Do you really love the
Ray.
You're just saying it because you saw it. I love
Ray. To answer this,
Interesting.
let's take a deep dive into the rich world of Sky Striker and see if we really do love Ray. Welcome to Overanalyzing Sky Striker.
I feel like Rose doesn't get enough love. That's the thing. I wonder why that is. Oh, the anime. We're actually going there. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I watched this anime and I wasn't a big fan of it. It really, like, I don't know, maybe I should read the manga instead. Because the anime wasn't for me. It felt like nothing happened. And before you ask, Pepper, you should look up how old Yu-Gi-Oh monsters are. No, that's what I'm not saying anything.
As always, we're going to break this down into 3 sections. Its themes, its strengths, and then its weaknesses. And if you just want an analysis on the cards itself, I'm going to put a timestamp somewhere.
What the? What? This video is about the lore? Wait, what? Most of this video is about the lore. Wow, alright, well, yes, let's go.
Around here, because there is a lot to this lore. The people who voted on this poll knew exactly what they were doing. Because usually when it comes to researching the themes of these decks, it's just a matter of following the reference links on the wiki, translating a few developer blog posts to English, and then they tell you basically everything you could ever want to know about an archetype. Did you know Cool Toon Rekko's eyes are designed to be in the shape of a record?
Wow.
Well, now you do, and they go over everything between the thought process of designing her boots to why she has an abnormal amount of hair on one side. They overshare so much that generally this is all I ever really need for my research. But Sky Striker is an entirely different beast.
Interesting.
It's not just themes, it's an entire full-length story. And if you saw my other videos, I talk about how it would probably take a full video length just to talk about Sky Striker alone.
Dude, Rose design is so cool. This just looks so cool, so awesome.
Just to get the basic ground level understanding of it. And that time has come right now, so buckle in, boys, because we're going in deep. Now, there's plenty of ways to consume this lore, from the solo mode animations, to the chronicles, to just Googling stuff about Sky Striker. But to attack this lore, I want to introduce you guys to OCG Stories. That's right, it's a card analysis video and a manga video. OCG Stories is a manga that covers a bunch of different monster archetypes within Yu-Gi-Oh!, with the first one they tackled being Sky Striker. And we're going to cover the first...
This art looks so different from what I'm used to. Like, this is so weird that this is official, because the art style looks so different.
6 chapters of this manga, because I think it does a good job at explaining what everything in the Sky Striker world is, without spoiling the meat of the story if you want to go read it yourself. So let's jump right into the world of Sky Striker to figure out who and what all these cards are. And you guys get to see me butcher every single name along the way as well. But I'm still gonna try. The story opens up and we're introduced to Ray, who's going into her room through the roof window because it's a shortcut. And she's being scolded by these 2 androids, Aileron and Pylon, who are telling her that she's human and if she falls, she dies. Her parts can't be replaced. We get a zoom out of where they are, and Ray tells us that this is the town of Karma, and Ray is the only human left on this entire planet, which explains why these androids are so protective of her. Back inside, Ray gets scolded by her surrogate mother Celia about how dirty she is. And
Wait. So that's not a human.
that Ray needs to remain clean so she doesn't get sick and die. The 2 bicker for a bit, and we get some world building about how the adult androids are at least 300 years old, before
Nice.
Celia changes the topic and tells Ray that she should be at school right now. She assigns Aileron and Pylon to be her escorts to school, and then they head off. And school is actually this place, the Arcus Training Grounds, where we see Ray training her swordsmanship with Aileron and Pylon, overseen by Arcus. And Ray...
I wonder if they turn these people into cards. Just because of this, because I don't think the archetype really needed them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Ray shows off a fake-out technique that's meant to hinder the AI's motion prediction capabilities by 50%, allowing her to win this training match, showing us that she's not only a prodigy with the blade, but she has the human creativity to fool an AI's prediction model. Back inside, we're introduced to Himmel, who's giving back test results to the
Really? We talked about it like last stream. What are you talking about?
3, and again, Ray seems like a prodigy. But I like how this is explained. It's not that Ray
Oh yeah, they are machines. You're so right. They are machines in the card game. Yes, you're right.
this incredibly smart person. It's just her benefit is being human. If the androids want to remember more things, they need to upgrade their memory. They can either remember everything or nothing from a certain period. Where humans have the innate ability to filter out important information and then forget the useless details. And Himmel talks about how the androids can mimic human capabilities, but it'll never actually be on par with what a human can actually do.
Yep.
But on the flip side, if they break, they can be restored back to their original state. But Ray sees that as a positive instead of a negative and tells Himmel that she wishes she could just get an upgrade to grow up. And Himmel disagrees, saying that the benefit to growing up is getting to wonder why you were born instead of just knowing your purpose from the start.
We're getting there. Interesting. I wonder how much they love Ray, but Ray, huh?
After school, Alaron and Pylon dress up Ray like a
What the
princess
hell?
and shove her into a pumpkin-shaped carriage
What the hell?
to take her to her surprise 13th birthday party. And Ray's a smart cookie,
13th birthday party. Jesus Christ.
so she could tell it was a surprise birthday party just from the setup alone. They blow out the candles, celebrate, and then they take a family photo together. And for Ray's birthday, Arcus allows Ray one wish, and Ray wishes to see the world outside of the town, which is not met well by the group. Himmel scolds Ray and tells her that she isn't ready yet, and sends her off to learn about the nation's history. We learn that in the past, this planet actually had plenty of humans, and the nation of Karma was at war with the enemy nation Spectra. And during this conflict, the humans of Karma developed a weapon, the Sky Striker. This was a system that turned humans into a weapon itself, and pulled out the full human potential within a person. And they were modular, being able to turn into different weapons or vehicles depending on what the user needed at the time. In response to the Sky Strikers and on the verge of defeat, Spectra left all of their war tactics to an AI. And that AI developed a weapon that killed only humans on a global scale. 300 years later, all of humanity is wiped out, and Ray is found as a fertilized human egg in the ruins of an old lab. And
That sounds insane, dude. That's crazy. That is some crazy lore, dude. This Sky Striker is AI slop. You're so funny, Pablo. You're so funny. Now, why can this be like a whole anime? Why wasn't this part of the anime? I would love this. But in the anime that we got, we just saw like them fighting and with no plot, right? This is what I would have loved to be animated. Yeah.
And Celia takes it upon herself to cultivate this egg and raise it as her own, making Ray the first human on this planet in 300 years. Suddenly, everyone just needs to leave Ray in the middle of her birthday, and Ray notices a power outage. It turns out that Spectra drones that are just programmed to finish off Karma at any cost have finally breached the final lines of defense. And Himmel brings Ray to a safe house where she has to witness the destruction of her home. Himmel tells Ray that there's enough supplies for a year in the basement, and that when the Spectra forces get too close, they're going to self-destruct to take out as many of their forces as possible.
Dude, I'm sorry if I'm not like talking that much during this reaction. This is more like me just watching and being like, oh, because I didn't know, rather than comments, because I'm just so interested that I just want to keep watching. So I'm sorry if I'm not making the best reaction here, but like, we will get there, I'm sure. I'm just like impressed of this lore. Like, I really wish this was an actual anime about Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like there is so much potential on this. Well, this is probably just the first chapter, so I don't know.
After hiding for a year, it should be safe for Ray to escape and live a normal life. And of course, Ray rejects this plan and begs Himmel to allow her to use the Sky Strikers so she could help defend her home. And regrettably, Himmel agrees. He warns Ray that the Sky Striker is going to alter her personality and change her forever. She's no longer going to be the same person. Ray accepts those risks and awakens the power of the Sky Striker, performing her first Engage. Back on the battlefield, we see the androids.
I'm sorry, but that is like say that again. Say that again. Oh my god, no way.
Fighting to defend Rey and their home, with Celia even willing to sacrifice herself in order to save Rey. But at the last moment, Rey comes in and saves Celia with the power of the Sky Striker. And this greatly upsets Celia. She explains that Rey is now a Sky Striker ace, and this process can never be undone.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I don't know if this is on purpose or what, but like, I don't know how to pronounce the name, right? It sounds like Ciela, which will mean like cielo, like sky in Spanish. I don't know if that's like, it would make sense in my head, right? Sky Striker, Ciela, sky. I don't know, makes sense in my head.
Using the power of the Sky Striker, Rey has taken her life that could have blossomed into any number of possibilities and forced her down a path of war and fighting. This is her only option now. But Rey tells her that it was worth it if it means that she could save her family. Now, since Rey just one-banged Spectra's mothership, this prompts the 3 pillars of Spectra to arrive: Zard, Solferina, and Synos. After some bickering, Rey's told to take Alaron.
I've seen the guy in the thing, yeah.
Pylon to safety, while Celia takes on the 3 pillars. And after a few pages of fighting, Celia loses and becomes captured by Spectra. And that's when we see Rey return to the battlefield trying to save Celia. Realizing that Rey is a Sky Striker ace, Zard orders all of his forces to retreat and demands that they take Celia with them. Rey pursues them, and wanting to test the battle strength of a Sky Striker firsthand, Solferina jumps off to confront Rey. This battle does not last long at all. We get a first peek at Hornet drones before Rey cuts Solferina in half, barely even slowing Rey down. Solferina, in her last moments, grabs Rey's ankles and self-destructs, buying enough time for the rest of Spectra to escape, leaving Rey alone in a destroyed city. Time skipping 2 years forward, we see Rey attacking
Whoa. Time skip 2 years? That's crazy.
Forward base, and this is light work for her. According to Himmel, thanks to Rey, they've taken over 70% of the planet. And Himmel and Arcus comment on the terrifying offensive power of the Sky Striker, and how Rey hasn't even taken a break in 2 years ever since Celia was kidnapped. And how this constant battling has turned Rey into a girl who never smiles. Back in town looking at the family photo, Alaron joins Rey to reminisce about more peaceful times and to wish Rey a happy 15th birthday. Alaron apologizes for not being able to join Rey on the battlefield, but Rey says it's probably for the best after what happened to Pylon. And what happened to Pylon, you might ask? Well, he was just destroyed in the battlefield, and we see Pylon here. But since the base where the personality backups are stored, Pylon might be physically restored, but he's a completely blank slate, not remembering anyone or anything. He's basically just a different person in Pylon's body, which brings genuine pain to Alaron seeing Pylon this way. Back to Zard, we see that he's spent the past 2 years growing a human. Synos says that he wants this human to be his pet, but Zard says that he has other plans for this human. But from this point forward, Synos does consider this human his precious pet. Sometime later, Zard takes a moment to rest, and Synos starts freaking out about how his pet has gone missing. And Zard simply tells Synos to leave things to her because she's going to win some territory back for them. Back to Rey, she finds out that Himmel has given her no operational orders today. And
what I'm getting from this is that Rose is basically like Shadow the Hedgehog, right? I don't know why that was my first thing. That's probably how it's pronounced. I have noticed a lot of English speakers says Celia, or same as Arcila. I don't know. Ciela from White Forest. I have no idea, dude. I have no clue. Some things like seem like obvious to me, but then like it's just not like that. So I don't know. How many of these kind of mangas from cards are there? I mean, I think this was the number 7, right, or something, or this is number 1. Oh, my bad. I thought I see 7 somewhere. I could be crazy. Anyways, Pepper, that's the Dark Ace monster card. What? More or less. Shadow Rose. Lost in translation. Yeah, who knows?
And that today is actually just a day to rest. Ray tries to tell them that she doesn't need rest, but Himmel just shoves a packed lunch into her hand and orders her to go on a
No, I mean, if there is, because this is called OCG stories, right? So there is more OCG stories? I don't know.
them that she doesn't need rest, but Himmel just shoves a packed lunch into her hand and orders her to go on a picnic. Ray decides to invite Aileron and Pylon to the picnic, and they find a good place in the field to lie down. And while Ray eats, the rest of them brought solar panels to simulate eating with Ray.
That's
which
awesome.
I think is at least a nice gesture. Ray basically just binge eats her food, while Aileron asks her what actually gives her energy in the battlefield.
So 6 archetypes has had this treatment. Thank you, crispy applesauce.
Ray responds with mostly rations, but she also says that what gives her motivation is the idea that when Karma wins this war, she's going to be able to have delicious food, hot baths, and soft beds. Wanting to change the topic, Ray asks about a
This editing, this editing is so good. This is so, I love this. I love this. I love this. You know, props for making this. Like, this is the type of editing that I love. I love this. You know, Pablo, when you're editing the thing, don't forget to do this. Not the current thing, the next thing. This is awesome. I love this.
building that's off in the distance, and Aileron tells her that it's a greenhouse for growing vegetation. In fact, this whole facility is just so Ray has food to eat, which surprised her, saying that they didn't need to grow that much food for her. Aileron says it's also a way to preserve some fruits and vegetables that they thought have gone extinct, but ultimately, yes, this is all for her to eat. And noticing how beautiful the inside of this greenhouse is,
okay, I didn't comment on it, but the art is so good. Like, is this an actual picture? Is this an actual picture with a filter? I don't know anymore.
The idea of the entire world looking like this brings Ray to a smile for the first time in 2 years. But while Ray enjoys this picnic, Himmel and Arcus notice that Spectra was able to take over territory that they haven't been able to reclaim in the 2 years since Ray has become a Sky Striker. Furthermore, whatever reclaimed this territory for Spectra surpasses Ray's battle data, making them wonder if Spectra's developed a new mech. Without knowing what they're actually up against, Arcus and Himmel decide that it would be best to send Ray in there to investigate the area. The next day, before Ray takes off to investigate this area, she asks Himmel about a HUD that doesn't seem to work in her Sky Striker. And Himmel tells her that it's a HUD that detects human life forms. And
Hello, Thomas. Welcome.
since she's the only human on the planet, it only seems like it's not working. And since the Sky Striker has lost technology, he can't actually retool the HUD to do anything else, so he basically just tells her to ignore it. So Ray thanks him for the packed lunch the other day and then heads off. While investigating the scene, Ray notices some damage that she's never seen before that any Spectra units were capable of. And then suddenly her HUD goes off. At first she assumes it's just a malfunction.
Is this Freerin
but
or
after
something?
Freerin. I have opinions on Freerin, but yeah, this is Freerin.
Suddenly her HUD goes off. At first she assumes it's just a malfunction, but after the signal doesn't go away, she realizes the impossible. There's another human nearby. Ray goes to call this in to Arcus and Himmel, but finds out that her communications have been cut off. But knowing that there might be another human out there, Ray rushes to the signal, assuming that they probably need to be rescued. And when Ray gets to that signal, she gets surprise attacked, and she's still unsure whether what she's facing is man
Dude, this design so awesome.
or machine. The two clash, and Ray gets easily blown back by this unknown enemy. Ray asks who she is, and our unknown combatant simply says that she's also a Sky Striker ace, before blasting Ray away again. At this point, communications are restored, and Argus and Himmel are finally able to see who or what Ray is actually fighting. And they also see that not only is this person keeping up with Ray, but this person is overpowering Ray. Ray takes a nasty cut to the leg, and Himmel tells her that the only way she can win is to use a maneuver weapon, but it needs some time to activate. To try to create distance, Ray uses Hornet drones while Himmel sets up the multi-role system. And before Ray's
Say that again. I'm sorry, dude. I will be saying that the whole time. Say that again. I can't. It's the name of the cards. Chad, it's the name of the cards. I can't.
his opponent is able to clear the gap, the multi-role system finishes, activating maneuver weapon X003 Kagari. This suit of armor increases Ray's speed and power, allowing her to overpower her opponent and use the ability Afterburners. And after this attack, blood splatters onto Rey's face, solidifying to her that what she's facing isn't a machine, it's a living, breathing human. And seeing that Spectra's Sky Striker Ace got injured, Cynos rushes in to save his pet, destroying the entire city block in the process. Back at their base, Zard analyzes the maneuver weapon, realizing that there's more to the Sky Striker than they knew about. Back in Karma, Arcus tends to Rey's wounds, and Rey tells the group that the person she was fighting introduced herself as a Sky Striker Ace. This, paired with running a DNA test on the blood that Rey spilled from this person, they were able to confirm that this enemy was indeed human.
Oh my god, the blood from a human? That's crazy. That's crazy.
And if Spectre developed their own Sky Striker Ace, then the situation was extremely grave. But the good news is that Spectre doesn't know anything about the maneuver weapons. So the next time Rey encounters this combatant, she can just use a maneuver weapon and kill her before Spectre finds out how to actually deal with these maneuver weapons. And this doesn't sit right with Rey. She just found out that she's not the only human on the planet anymore, and she's being asked to kill the only other human that she's ever met.
Yeah, that's messed up, right? It's like it's the only person that would understand her, right? Basically, like the human experience, being surrounded by machines and stuff. Yeah, but like, what if the other human is also trying to kill you, right? What do you do then? What do you do?
Rey struggles with this idea because, unlike androids, humans can't be rebuilt. If she doesn't kill this person, this is a human who could have decades of life ahead of them. And Arcus tells Rey that it's basically her or them, and that they wish for Rey's survival over the survival of this other new human. And Rey tells them that she needs some time to think about this. After Rey leaves, Himmel and Arcus talk about how Celia was the only person who actually knew the secrets to Rey's birth. They figure that Celia's data has been forcibly extracted and Spectre has grown a human purely for the purpose of being a Sky Striker. Back outside, Rey is still wondering if she can actually bring herself to kill another human. And Alaron and Pylon show up asking if Rey's okay.
Dude, shut up, Pablo. It's Lemnis Gate time. You don't even know what that means. Oh my god,
Because
I can't.
they heard she got injured.
I also know.
They offer to pick apples for Rey and remark on how they wish they could be human to experience what it's like to actually taste an apple. And this gets Rey thinking about how they're both human and solidifies a decision in her mind. She rushes back to him
Apple? Say that again.
and Arcus and tells them that she'll see this fight to the end. We see Rey arrive at Karma Section 33, where she confronts Spectra's Sky Striker Ace and asks her what her name is. She answers with Rose, and then the clash of two Sky Striker Aces begins. Both Rey and Rose engage their Sky Strikers, and then
They did it, Pablo. That's what you wanted. They said engage. The two of them said engage and did the thing. They engaged.
clash. And Rey's plan is to try to talk some sense into Rose. Rey asks her why she chooses the fight, and Rose simply responds with duty and continues her offense. And Rey realizes that she needs to pick her words more carefully and wonders if it's even possible to get through to Rose with words alone. Next, Rey asks why she's trying to kill her. They're both humans and they both possess life. They should be able to understand each other since they're the only humans left on this entire planet.
Mock Destiny, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. They do be engaging. That's what they're doing. They are engaging.
But Rose simply ignores this and continues to press Rey, so she can't actually activate her maneuver weapons. Rey takes a nasty cut to the shoulder and realizes that Talk No Jutsu isn't going to work here. Rose is just going to outright kill her. Rey shouts out that this battle is proof that they're both trying to live, which strikes a nerve in Rose just long enough for Rey to create some distance between the two of them. And taking advantage of that momentary distance, Rey activates her maneuver weapon, transforming into the Kagari suit. Rose attempts to activate a maneuver weapon of her own, and this is when we realize that Rose's maneuver weapon is a machine that's created to brainwash her and take away her humanity.
Well, that
and
sucks.
seeing this, Rey decides to focus on attacking the part of the machine that is brainwashing Rose, but her attack fails. And this is when we learn that the maneuver weapons actually have a weakness. After their attack is used like afterburners, they disappear and essentially go on cooldown, which is a neat nod to how you can only summon one of the Link monsters each turn.
Is it? Is it though? Is it though? You just keep it, right? It's just you're gonna come back to the other one. That would be the thing, right? Well, is it? Interesting. Um, that's Zeke, right? I think that's Zeke.
So Ray uses a smoke bomb to create distance again and
Hello,
activates
Hector.
another maneuver weapon, X002 Shizuku. And using jamming waves, Ray is able to destroy both the machine and save Rose from the falling rubble. When Rose asks Ray why she didn't kill her, Ray simply responds, "It was her decision, and that's all it needs to be." Ray gives Rose an apple and tells her that she'll see her later. And Himmel and Arcus comment on how Ray has chosen a difficult path, but she did the right thing. Back in Spectra headquarters, we see the condition that Celia has been left in these past 2 years, and Rose comes up to her and tells her about her encounter with Ray, and also asks Celia what this red thing is. And Celia tells her that it's an apple and she should try it. And this brings us to the end of Chapter 6. If you want to see more, I strongly recommend reading OCG stories.
Oh wait, you're blue balling me. You're blue balling me. Okay, you know what? You got me there. You got me
about
there.
Another 30 chapters of story here, and it details things like Camellia and Azalea and how they're clones of Rose in Spectra's attempt to create
Why
more
are they in the same two? That is not okay, dude. Okay, I need to know what Camellia and Acelia are meant to be. I never thought about it, but they just look fake. I see this and these are not Sky Striker cards. What are you talking about? Wait a minute, this is Sky Striker propaganda. Do you think the overanalyzing Sky Striker video is Sky Striker propaganda? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Sky Strikers. But at least for our purposes, these
What
first
the hell is this?
6 chapters gives us all the information we actually need to know. We know who Ray and Rose is, we know what a maneuver weapon is, we know what the link monsters are, etc., etc. And look, this story is really good. It goes into a lot deeper themes that you wouldn't normally expect from a Yu-Gi-Oh adaptation.
Yeah.
Themes like what it means to be human, where the line is drawn between artificial and truly alive, and even ideas that there's aspects of human potential that AI will never be able to replicate. But now that we have a good idea of the settings and story, let's jump into the cards themselves. So you're sold
I can't believe this, dude. I can't believe it. This meme, like, how could you share this meme after we get this low? This is how we start? Seriously. I can't. I can't wait to be a proud Yu-Gi-Oh player like my dad. Bro, we're on top of Sky Striker card. Oh my god. Wait, doesn't Brains go into those topics? I haven't watched Brains, so I don't know. This is a post-apocalyptic world where there is only one human, so I'm pretty sure Brains is different.
On this lore and you want to make the deck, but is it any good? And yeah, it's a good deck. It's not top tier, but it's still good. Similar to the Sky Striker itself, this deck is modular and can be played one of two ways, as a control deck or as a blind second OTK deck. And this deck focuses on mostly spell cards to support their one and only monster, Sky Striker Ace Ray. Rose is in there too, but people only run it because Zero requires it.
But Rose is so cool!
If Zero didn't require Rose, you wouldn't actually be using Rose.
Yeah.
And the deck is incredible at generating cards with things like Engage or recycling resources with cards like Kagari. It's able to break boards with cards like Afterburners, Widow Anchor, and Lemon's Gate.
I will never forgive you for this, crispy applesauce. Lemonsgate.
Lemnisgate. I don't know where, but I heard this joke Lemonsgate, and I just think of it every time when I think of the card now. It's such a...
The card is ruined for me now. Dang.
Stupid joke. But Lemnisgate actually completes that resource loop where you're able to put your resources back into your deck from the graveyard. And this card generation and resource loop is what gives it its control qualities. But its OTK qualities comes from basically two cards, Linkage and Zero. And I'm sure we've all seen it happen. A Sky Striker player activates 5 or 6 Linkage in a single battle phase. It basically allows Sky Striker to deal a bajillion damage in a single turn.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Even with just one Linkage on its own, you're only 500 damage short from actually just outright killing an opponent in a single turn. And I think this kind of versatility is important in a best-of-one format like Master Duel. It's an edge that I think gets overlooked when you're looking at a deck through the context of a large number of games. Can Tenpai OTK easier than Sky Striker?
Yes.
Yeah, but if Tenpai is sent first, it's literally not doing anything. At least Sky Striker can set up some kind of control board. And it goes both ways. If you're playing the control version of Sky Striker and you see an empty board, you can transition into OTK mode and just kill him with linkage spam. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, linkage isn't once per turn. In fact,
yeah, most of the cards are not once per turn. Like, this is the coolest part, right? 3 Widow Anchor, like 3 negates. Like, it's awesome. Like, engage, and you can recycle them, so you can activate them even like up to 5 times, maybe. Maybe there is more. I think it's 5 times the maximum amount. Yeah. She is a going second deck? Yes, of course. You know what's funny? I can't believe that linkage wasn't released at the same time of the archetype. Like, linkage was added after. Same with Zero and Leibniz Gate. That's the most recent cards.
None of these are once per turn, which is actually a huge benefit when it comes to consistency. With most decks, when you draw multiples of a powerful card, you're actually not happy to see those multiples because you can only activate one of them per turn. Like, if you draw Branded Fusion and it gets ashed, you're basically sitting there wishing that your other Branded Fusion was literally any other card in your deck. Draw 2 or 3 engages though in your first turn, you're cooking. And one other benefit I want to bring up is how versatile Sky Striker is as a sub-engine for other decks. You can use the spell cards as a deep draw and board breaker package, giving rise to decks like Sky Striker Tenpai, which is literally just Tenpai with some Sky Striker spells in there to give it a little bit more consistency and some more ways to break the board. But
hold on. How I defeat the meta with the power of love by Sky Striker Ace Ray. Chapter 1, Power of Love. The first step in my journey was realizing that it was impossible to defeat the meta with the power of love. Chapter 2, the power of Sengen Summoning. What is this meme? This meme is so interesting. Huh. Okay.
Striker spells in there to give it a little bit more consistency and some more ways to break the board. But it also helps things like combo decks too. Take Yummy for example. You can take any 2 effect monsters and then link them into Camellia. Camellia then dumps Hornet Drones to the graveyard, and then you link Camellia into the Kagari to recycle Hornet Drones back to your hand. Activate that Hornet Drones, and wham bam in a can, you've made Cupsy Yummy Way, allowing you to go into full Yummy combo off of...
My brain turned off for a second there. It's like, wait. But yeah, that's true.
Any 2 monsters on your field. It's basically the closed moon of Yummy, and it only comes at the cost of 2 extra deck spaces and 1 main deck slot. And while this might be the most popular way to use Sky Striker as a sub-engine, it's definitely not the only way. There's about 1 million different warrior slot piles that use Sky Striker to get into a Soul Day easier.
Well, yes, Pablo, I'm pretty sure drones, it's only limited because of Yummy. Because I think they limited right before Yummy came out. Because it was an instant Yummy combo. Yeah, Yummy drones. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, Yummy got it limited. Yeah. How are the Yu-Gi-Oh videos today, Mr. Pepper? Hello, Moxie. Welcome. We're watching your favorite thing, Sky Striker. I recommend this video if you haven't watched it. I really recommend it. But yeah, because we're about to finish this one.
And from a Soul Day, the sky is basically the limit. You could do nearly anything from there. It's already fine as a standalone deck, but being able to take the cards you crafted to support other decks you make, I think is a big benefit when it comes to evaluating the cost of the URs that you're actually crafting. If you enjoy this rare breeded deck that can flip-flop between Control and OTK, you might actually enjoy Sky Striker. It's a fairly easy to understand deck, but it has a really high skill ceiling, allowing for a lot of skill expression.
I love this deck. Honestly, I feel like the more, like, after playing K9 Vanquish Soul and Cool Tune and other meta decks, I feel like I will default to Sky Striker. It's just, Sky Striker is just like so fun. Sky Striker is probably my favorite deck of all time. I think I might be in the same boat, honestly. Wow. They limited, so you have to search it, and you can't just run 3 Hornet drones in Yami. Yeah, but let's finish the video first.
It's not just Chandra Unga Bunga battle phase. But before you go spending all of your crafting materials on this deck, let's talk about the weaknesses.
Oh?
With the most obvious weakness being written onto basically every Sky Striker card. You cannot control a monster in your main monster zone.
I mean, that's a trade-off that I'm willing to pay. My Sky Striker opponent with 3 copies of Engage in hand, who only needs an empty main monster zone to combo off for 20 minutes. Me accidentally summoning a Rose token to his field while having no idea what I'm doing. Oh my god, so true. So true.
With the exception of a few of the new support cards. This isn't the biggest deal when you're playing the pure version of the deck, but when you're using it as a sub-engine in other decks, it's something you do have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
But even in the pure version of the deck, there's cards like Zero that actually conflict with this constriction, where it puts 2 monsters into your main monster zone. And this is a consideration that a lot of other control decks don't have to think about. Like, the ordering of your Widow Anchor matters, because if you have to use Zero first, Zero is going to turn off your Widow Anchor, leaving you with less interruption than you originally had. And
yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it, chat. You have to think. You have to use your brain. That's what people don't realize. If you make a single mistake, you throw the duel. Right? If you make a single mistake like that, you already throw the duel. Like, it's so hard to play Sky Striker. I know it seems easy to you, but you have to think. It's not combo slop. Okay? It's nothing like that. You actually have to... If you make one single mistake, it's done. It's over. If you do one thing in the wrong order, it's so over, dude. I love when my opponent shotguns Widow Anchor and misclick yes to take control. Yes, it has happened to me. Yu-Gi-Oh players hate brain power. That's what they use meta decks. Well, okay, hold on. Meta decks also require you to think. Like, there is a lot of skill expression in like Draco Tail or Cool Tune and stuff like that. I don't know. Huh? It's a spell slop. Oh my god.
And this is something that can be exploited by your opponents. If they're able to force your Zero out, you're basically forced into a decision where you need to choose between your Widow Anchor or actually using your Zero. And on the OTK side of things, while it might be able to put out the same damage as other OTK decks, it doesn't have that same inbuilt protection. Tenpai has Sangan Summoning, Gem Knights has Hollow Core, hell, even Ancient Gear has Fortress. But Sky Striker just has to brute force its way through interruption. And this is a weakness of being such a modular deck. It can do both functions of control and OTK, but excels at neither. Which I think brings us up to another weakness that needs to be pointed out. It can duel in both modes, but it can't do both at the same time. If you go down an OTK line and can't finish the job, it's usually very difficult to set up follow-up interaction. Because when you're going through this line, you're using all of your extra searches and all of your extra recursions on linkage, which most likely leaves...
That's every single competitive game. Whatever has an easier time getting a high win rate is what will be played the most. No, like I'm talking about this as opposite as floodgates that don't require you to think. You just set the floodgate and you just hope your opponent cannot out it, right? There is no skill in that. You just set it and yeah, whatever, it's done. You don't have to think about it. I just that's what the comparison that I was trying to make, because people say like, oh yes, Sky Striker is like actually like toxic, and it's like what makes it toxic? What? How is it toxic? Toxic floodgates are toxic. I don't know what you're talking about. Not every meta deck is brain off. The only truly brain off meta I witnessed was Tenpai, and even that was possibly to misplay. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Oh, I was replying to the hate brain power comment. So no, it's okay. Okay, my bad. I'm also like messing up that. I'm just saying like in general.
Leaves you with no ways to interact with your opponent afterwards. The deck doesn't have enough gas to break an end board and then push for an OTK, and if that fails, then set up a control end board. It only has enough gas to break an end board and then either go into an OTK line or go into a control line, but not both. And the final weakness I want to bring up is that this deck just loses.
What is going on in this? What is this? It's in a language I don't understand. I think it's Korean. I don't I don't know what's going on here.
To everything the meta loses to. And you might be wondering, Crispy.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. These are the ones I think that banish Ray from the graveyard, I think. Bestial and Diddy Crow. So I assume the other ones. Oh yeah, that's Called by the Grave. Okay, that's it then. They are banishing Ray from the graveyard. But yeah, Floodgates decks are indeed actual no-brainer decks. Either you win or lose with them. You really don't ever put much brain power in when playing. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm just trying to say. Yeah, Magnamut and Diddy Crow.
This deck just loses to everything the meta loses to. And you might be wondering, Crispy, what does that even mean? If the meta decks are losing to it, how is it a weakness if this deck loses to it as well? And let me explain. When you actually play an off-meta deck, you're generally looking for some sort of immunity to a commonly played effect. Take Orcus for example. It's not a tier 1 deck by any means, but people love to play it because it's basically completely ignores Droll and Lockbird. And this turns potentially powerful cards that our opponent might have into just outright bricks. And we can even take an untiered example as well, like Fluwandereeze. People love that deck because it has immunities to cards like Fuelos and Max C.
Who loves this? It has immunity to Fuelos. Yeah, it does to Purulia, right? I think.
If these cards special summoned instead of normal summoned, this deck would probably just be forgotten. But that immunity to powerful interruptions that are commonly played is usually the draw to playing these kind of off-meta decks. And Sky Striker just has none of these immunities. It still loses to Droll. It still loses to Dimensional Shifter. All of the choke points are vulnerable to commonly used hand traps. Hell, even Zero's effect can be stopped by an Ash Blossom or a Ghost Spell, which is an important part of the OTK line. Something like that could just outright end your OTK, which makes it risky to play into cards like Maxi and Fua.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's like hard to OTK with Sky Striker, because if they have if they are saving their Ash for Zero, you're done, right? There's nothing you can do. It's over. The OTK is over. So yeah, that's why sometimes it feels like I'm misplaying, but no, I'm thinking of like Ash. What can I say?
Is it a bad deck by any means? No, it's not a bad deck at all. But it's not bringing you any additional benefits against the metagame either. You're basically just playing it because you love Sky Strikers. And I do see why so many people love this deck. The story is incredible. The gameplay is really unique. And the deck is still good enough to get you into Master 1 if you really want to do that grind. It's not just people gooning over Ray. There's something for none.
What?
Really want to do that grind. It's not just people.
What is this? Sky Striker race announced to be 13 years old? Well, random Yu-Gi-Oh player's house. Well, yeah. Hello, Tomasito, welcome.
Gooning over Ray. There's something for non-gooners to love here as well. And if you guys made it to this video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know there was a lot to take in here. If you guys learned something new about Sky Strikers that surprised you, leave it in the comments below. I'm interested to hear. I know for me, I basically went in completely blind on the lore side of things, but I'm always impressed with how much love and care Konami puts into all of these themes. Be sure to like and subscribe. Every single one of you makes a huge impact on my channel, and it helps immensely. As always, thank you to my channel supporters. The gang is starting to grow a little bit, and I could not thank you guys enough. And I hope you guys have a beautiful and a wonderful day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to start to plot out the White Forest lore. Love
oh my god.
Bye.
The White Forest lore. That's gonna be a thing. Wait, awesome video, honestly. Really awesome video. Thank you so much for making it. Like, I needed this. This is the type of video that I wanted. I was like surprised. Like, this is basically 2 videos in one, because we talk about the gameplay for like last third of the video. The first 2/3 of the video is just the lore. There's a new one for this channel. But yeah, I amazing. Peak. Okay, well, I will finally understand what is going on with White Forest. I can't wait for that. Thank you for making it. Thank you for making it. Look at this, members first chat. You need to be a member. You need to be a member. I'm already a member. What are you waiting for, chat? Become a member. So yeah. I think I have pretty much nothing to add. I feel like I got a little intense there. One of the parts that I can actually like talk about, which is the gameplay stuff. So yeah.